First up, we're working mobility followed by core. So this is going to be a full body reset. Think of this as kind of getting yourself ready for all of your other workouts. So we're going to start the timer, 35 minutes, not wasting any time, going from one to the next. Of course, that didn't click when I clicked it. Oh, fucking this thing. Start. All right, there we go. So let's back up. So first up, we're going to do a little bit of nerve flossing. To show you an example, I'm going to extend the hand, pull the fingertips down, and then we're pulling away. So then from here, we're not moving the hand, we're just moving the neck back and forth. 2, 3, I'm going to inhale here, exhale this direction. 4, 5, 6, 7. Think about trying to hold a phone to your shoulder. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Go ahead and switch sides. Same idea. Pull those fingertips down. Head pulls away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. We've opened up the nerves. Now let's move into the back of the shoulder blades. This one, we'll make 2 fists right in front of the chest here. Make sure the elbows don't dip down with this. We're just trying to pull back and squeeze those shoulder blades. Think about thumbs going right towards the armpits. 2, I'm going to inhale as I recover. Exhale as I push all that pressure into the shoulders. 5, 6, going to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now that you've opened up your shoulder blades, we got to pay attention to the neck. So this next one, we're going to go very slowly. I'll get a little closer so you can see here. What I'm looking to do is actually pull the chin down towards the sternum. So we're not overextending. I'm thinking about, can I pull the chin down and up? So extended yes motion. 2, 3, 4. Think about the crown of your head lifting up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Next one, I have a heavy dumbbell set out to the side here, so give yourself a little bit of time to grab one of those. If not, grab a set of books or a plate. But we're going to set one hand up. We're going to be in our quad pod position. So one hand is going to be on the weight, knees are underneath the hips, hand is underneath the shoulder. And then from here, we're just trying to reach that one hand to the ground. But we don't want to start rotating the body. I'm thinking about keeping my body where it's at, moving the shoulder itself. Inhale as I'm coming up, exhale as I'm going down. 1, 2, 3. Think about rolling a ball between your armpits. 4, 5. Try not to lift the body with this. If anything, be dead weight here. You're just pulling the arm up, trying not to bend the elbow. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Go ahead and switch sides. Same idea here. Just go with the range of motion you have. It's okay to not get to the floor. You're just trying to engage that one wing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I'm holding a notebook here and I don't want to let go of it. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Moving on up to the back here, we're looking to get some thoracic extension away from the hips, get that behind us. So we're going to do what we call a founder's pose. And with the founders, all we're looking for is just to get as much extension through the chest without moving the back too much here, okay? So I'm gonna set up with a little bit of a bend in the knees. From here, I'm gonna think about pushing my butt behind me. Once I have that tension in my hamstrings, all I'm looking to do is keep my nose pointing at the ground, not tucking the chin, and then the hands are gonna go above the head while we're sitting here. Exhale as I extend, inhale as I recover. We're going for 10. Try not to lift the chest. We're trying to stay very neutral with our body, engage that core. Wherever the shoulders stop, they stop. 3, 4. Inhale, exhale. 6, inhale, exhale. Good. 7, 8, down, up. 9, down, up. 10. Awesome. Shoulder blades, neck, everything should feel a little bit tight, but give it time, it'll loosen up as we work into the hips here. So now we're going to take a seat on the ground. Everything here is meant to fix some of those compensations. So glutes, front of the hips, a little bit of ankles, a lot of lower back. First one, we're going to get down into a 90-90 position. So with this, what you want to make sure is you're not leaning too far to one side. If you can't sit up naturally in this, find that position that you can get close to before it gets crampy. You're going to want to sit here. Let your body learn to be comfortable. So we're going to try to be as upright as we can. Back foot is stacked under the knee, not tucked to the body. We're going to dig the foot in, push the knee up, external rotation. We have 15 per side. We're going to do this 2 times. In 3, 2, 1. Knee comes up, relaxes down. I'm going to exhale as I push up. Inhale, exhale. Good. We're going to 4 here. 5. I'm putting weight down on my knee. 6. Making sure I'm not tilting too much. 7. This arm is actively pushing down. 8. Chest is staying tall. 9. 10. Should feel that glute be working by now. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Good. Go ahead and switch sides. Take your time. Might have a little bit of a bite, pre-residual stiffness. Just a fancy term for saying it's still biting after it's done. Knees in front of hip. I'm trying not to either lean excessively one way or the other. Pressure on the front leg, heel, knee, back knee lifts up. We have 15. 1. Exhale. Inhale. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Get as high as you can. Try not to sit into it. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Good. Back to the other side. We're wasting no time here. We're going to go a little bit slower with this next one. Really try to force that knee into that imaginary wall behind you. 15 once again. Add a little weight. If you're starting to feel uncomfortable here, you're starting to feel a cramp in the back, go ahead and lean forward. The wider the stance here, the easier it is to engage that without engaging other muscles. So modified version, same movement. Normal version, same movement. We just don't want to be compensating for the movement all day with this, okay? 15, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Switching sides. If it's burning, it's working. That means we're doing all the right things. Make sure we're squared off here. You're gonna notice you really want to start getting lazy. Try to get as upright as you can here. 15 and 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Excellent. Moving into our quadruped position next. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cows with a child's pose at the end, trying to keep the flexion in our spine with that child's pose. So mobilizing the QLs before we start mobilizing the hips. Glutes are now loose enough to where we should be able to sit back. A little setup here. I'm making sure I'm not too wide with the knees. Also same with the hands. So we're going to keep the knees right underneath the hips. Sit back to the heels. Set the hands down in front of the knees. And then all I'm doing is taking 2 steps each side forward. 1, 2, 1, 2. Even the hands out. Now I'm set up perfectly. From here, what we're looking for is to make sure that the neck's not doing all the movement here. I'm going to let my pelvis do the talking, right? So I'm going to inhale, pull the pelvis back like I'm trying to tuck my tailbone into my head, around the spine. Exhale, I'm forcing the hips forward, trying to get them underneath me, pushing pressure through my hands. Trying to see how long I can hold that tension, and then I'm just relaxing. Butt goes back, chest comes up. Butt pulls down, tucks underneath, shoulders go back. Good. Let's go ahead and do 5 more. Inhale, round the spine, exhale, 2. Inhale, rounding the head, tucking the head, rounding the spine, exhale, pushing through the arms. Butt arches back, big extension. Try to let the lower spine feel all the movement with this. Exhale, good. 2 more. Inhale, arch in the back. Notice my head's not moving too much. Tucking the butt, trying to round the shoulders. Exhale, and then relax. Nicely done. Now that our spine and our lower QLs are mobilized, we can move effectively into these hips and really start to see what's behind the scenes. So we're going to move into our hip cars in our quadruped position. Really think about how much of that tension can I build as I'm moving my knee in that full circle. So from here, last little note, just make sure that we're not lifting the hips. We're not trying to rock side to side. I'm trying to stay as stable as I can and feel like my knee is just trying to find as much of that tight space as I can versus really trying to just throw it back and get all out of the position. We got 8 of these, very slow, both sides. I'm going to tuck the knee up. I'm going to push it out to the side until I feel like I can't further go there without moving my body. And I'm going to start pushing it back. Good. From there, I'm going to turn my heel out and pull the knee underneath me through the center. Try to get a little wider. 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Move on to the other side here. Same idea, not too much tension, not too much flare, just wherever the knee starts to feel like we can't force into that zone. 8 more. 1. If your hip is popping, there's a misalignment with your muscles. So keep in mind, your hip might be sucked a little further back into the socket, or it might be a little pushed forward onto that crest. More of these is going to help reduce that sensation. 7, 8. Let's do one more for good measure because I wasn't counting. Good. Nicely done. Now we're going to get into our hip switches. This one's tricky. This is more external rotation, but we're going to force internal rotation with this. So we're going to sit on our butt, making sure that if we can't sit up here comfortably, we find as close to that space as we can. We do not want to be leaning back too far and just having a heyday here with our feet, okay? So we're going to sit up as tall as we can. Think about a very seated position. If that hurts the back, just a little bit of release. I like to point my hands behind me versus out to the side. And we're going to make sure that the toes can touch the ground here. Widen the step by one stance. Then you're going to let one knee push out as far as it can, trying to get close to the ground. Then the other one's going to push down. Okay? We don't want to push down and push that hip forward. You want to keep that butt cheek on the ground as much as it can. There. Now I'm going to open the other direction as far as I can and then follow. Some of you might have this much range of motion, right? I can only get my knee here and then here. Some of you might be able to get all the way out to the side. Just go with what your body has. We got 10 here. Knee goes out, knee pulls in. Inhale as I'm opening, exhale as I'm closing. Good, one full rep. Exhale as I close, good. Open, 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 and then help with the other. Really drive that knee down towards the ground. Reverse it. Open, open, open. Other knee can't stay where it's at, so it's going to start to transition with it. And then we force pressure. 3. Back to the left. Follow. Back to the right. Follow. There's 4. Back to the left. Follow. Back to the left. Or right. Follow. Good. Let's call that 6. Right there. 7 as we open up and then close. Other direction. Close. Open up. Follow. Open up. Follow. Last one here. We're going to open up as wide as we can. Let the hips feel the tension both directions. Open, open, open. Close, close, close. And relax. Nicely done. If you need a drink of water, now would be the time to do it. We're about halfway there. Got a few more here for the hips, a little bit of the hamstrings and glutes. We're going to move one more time into the lower back to finish, but before we do all that, we're going to hit some core. So before we hit into the core, I want you to get into a laying position. We are going to get into a very rotational figure 4. So I'm going to lay on my back. I'm going to take one foot, place it up on my knee, and then the top knee here is going to be pushing away, so towards you. What we're looking for here is to get our bottom heel as close to the glute as we can. So pull it back. If you have to grab it, grab it. You want as much tension into that hip as possible. And then we're going to drive the knee away, and we're just going to let the hips rock to that side. See how far you can go. Try to pull it back up. The trick is trying to not let your shoulder blades leave the ground, and just let your hips pull away from the spine. Wherever your body wants to stop naturally is where you're going to stop. Do not force this position. 3. Relax. Exhale with the stretch. Inhale with the recover. 4. 5. Keep driving that knee away from you. 6. 7. recover, 8, recover. All the actions happening with my up knee. 9, the one that the heel is on. Last one, exhale, pick the leg back up, inhale, 10. Awesome. Switch sides. Knee is up, heel is tucked under the butt. As close as you can get it. We're going to drive the knee away and we're just rocking to the side. 1, back up immediately. Exhale with the stretch. 2, inhale to recover. 3, inhale. 4, inhale. 5, inhale. 6, 7, inhale. 8, inhale. 9, one more, and 10. Very good. Next one, we're going to get onto our stomach, mobilize the spine one more time, and then we're into the nasty, nasty internal rotation, followed by a little bit of core here. So I'm going to flip over onto my stomach. What I'm looking for here is just to be as relaxed as I possibly can. We're going to tuck, I don't even know if you can see me. Let's move back. There you go. I'm going to tuck my hands as close to my shoulder as I can here. You want to feel like you're able to do a shoulder press, but you can't get that elbow any lower on both sides. From here, we're going to dig the elbows into the ground, pushing up. Notice how I'm not trying to get into the hands like a push-up. So elbows are on the ground. We're just trying to see how high can we raise the chest above those shoulders. Exhale as we lift up, inhale as we go down. We have 12 of these. And down. 1, up and down. 2, try to drag your hips into the ground. Up, down. 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to use your head, use your hands. 8 or 7, 8, 9. Don't overdo this one. Find a range of motion. 10, 11. Last one. 12. Very good. Take a second. Thinking back when we were doing the cat-cows, I did not push that back into a child's pose. So I apologize for that misinformation. But we'll do that towards the end here after that lovely, lovely lower back stretch. Last little bit here. We're going to jump into core, really blast it, get as much movement as we can. A little bit of time, a little bit of reps. Try to keep up with the pace here. We're going to keep going and go until we just can't go no more. All right. Hips are nice and relaxed. Everything is loose. We'll get into a little bit of movement with the toes and the hip flexors here in a second. First position, we're just going to get into a plank. 45 seconds. So from here, what we're looking for is I'm going to lift up. I'm in my tabletop position. When I lift up, I do not want my butt in the sky. You'll see why here in a second. So in 30 seconds, we're going to stick one leg out, followed by the other leg. I'm going to tuck the pelvis underneath and then shift the weight into my hands. If this hurts your wrists, keep the weight back in your toes. But the idea is we don't let the body sink and we don't let the butt go up. We're keeping a nice tucked pelvis. At this point, we're just going to start. So go ahead and go. 3, 2, 1, lift up and tuck the pelvis. Try to squeeze your butt cheeks together. Try to hold as long as you can. If you get to a point where you just break and you can't go any longer, drop to your knees and then right back up immediately. To show you what we're talking about here, I'm not butt in the air. I'm also not just sitting here and let my arms take the whole force. I'm going to pull that pelvis underneath. I am tucking the hips. 30 seconds. Don't be afraid of the shaking. Your body's supposed to do that when it's challenged. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Shake it out. We're immediately moving into a side plank here. I'm going to go on the forearm, get these hips behind me as far as I can so my glute can have a little bit of tension and pressure here. Keep in mind, we don't want to make a fist with the hand. I want to keep as much of this hand in contact with the ground. Let's go ahead and switch this direction. I'm going to place the hand down, elbows right underneath the shoulder. We can tuck it just a little bit better. I'm going to stack my knees together. I'm going to get them behind me as far as I can, okay? Make sure we're not arching the back, just very soft core, okay? Lifting the hips up in 3, 2, 1. Same idea here. We're going to go for a minute. If you want to get fancy, you can take this leg away, let it dangle, let it stick out. But we're going to keep it closed for the beginner position. Yeah, we love core. Super fun, but it's necessary. Working your transverse abdominals, this helps with the anti-rotation, keeps your spine very stable. You might be feeling your glute right about now, maybe a little bit of the ribs. Compensations happen due to one key factor, not enough transverse abdominal pressure. The pelvis starts to rotate, the hips start to rotate, and then the whole body starts to rotate, and then you have coils of pressure through all your joints and everywhere else. Keep going. We're going until it says 8 minutes, and then we're switching sides. Also, keep in mind, I'm doing this with you too, so we're both going through the adventure. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Switching to the other side. I'm going to stack the knees, get onto the hips here. I'm going to move to a point where I can see this timer, at least a little bit. Pull the knees behind you, lift up. In 3, 2, and 1. Up. Stop when it says 6:30. Hopefully that's sometime soon. If you notice one side weaker than the other, pay attention to your position. Chances are we're rotating a little bit closer to the arm. We're trying to keep all the pressure in our butt. You gotta think about opening the chest. Get this shoulder as tight underneath you as you can so you can do whatever you need to with this arm. Same thing with the bottom hip. I'm not sitting back. I'm pushing the butt forward, pushing the hip up, driving the arm into the ground. 50. I can't really see from this angle. That's great. We're gonna guess. 15 seconds. 14. Embrace it. Keep the chest proud. 2, 1, and time. Good. Nicely done. All right, we're moving into very slow mountain climbers here. So this one, we're gonna pike our butt up. I'm really dragging the knee to the chest. I'm gonna crunch into that knee. We're gonna do this one for reps, not for time, because we're focusing on consistency, not actual work ethic here. So, push-up position. I'm gonna push my butt up in the air as high as I can. Keep those palms pushing away from me. And I'm gonna bring one knee towards the chest. From here, I'm going to extend it up to the sky, right back down to the chest. 2. We have 15. Exhale with the knee tucked. Inhale with the extension. 4. 5. In. Out. 6. Tuck. Extend. 7. Tuck. Extend. 8. Tuck. Extend. 9. Tuck. Extend. 11 or 10, 11, right there. 12. Pull the pelvis towards the belly button. 2 more. Last one, tuck the knee, extend the arm. Good. Beautiful job. Reset one more time, other side. In a push-up position, butt goes up. 3, 2, 1. Tucking the knee, exhaling with it. Inhaling, extend back up to the sky. 2, extend, tuck, extend. 3, tuck, extend. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nicely done. We have about 4 minutes left. We're going to switch into a dead bug followed by an extended lotus position. And then we'll loosen up the hips and ankles here in a second, okay? So with the dead bug, same idea, 15 reps both sides. We are going to have a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. So I want to build the crunch by not picking my chest up. I want to build the crunch by trying to pull my center of my groin towards my belly button, okay? So hands and knees are going to be up. Show you from the side here. We are looking to extend one hand and the opposite leg apart. But what we don't want to do is lose all this pressure here. So for some people, it might be here. For some people, it might be right about there. So work with what you got. Keep the pelvic tilt. We're going to start by trying to pull the knees to the chest. Lower just until you feel the spine. Let the glutes be off the ground. Let the knees get nice and soft. Arms are up. We're going to lift up. Hold that position. And just start doing baby movements, trying to keep the tension. We have 15 both sides. I'm going to alternate. Trying to kick my water over. 2. Right knee. Left knee. 3. Right. Left. 4. Right. Oh, there goes my water. 6. Right knee, left knee. 7, right knee, left knee. 8, right knee, left knee. 9, right knee, left knee. 10, right, left, right, left, right, left. 2 more. Right, left, right, left, and relax. Very good. I have to get a towel to clean up my mess. But until that happens, we're going to flip over onto our back to finish up. So with this, a little bit of hip range of motion, a little bit of back range of motion. So we're going to get into a butterfly position, so heels right next to each other. Knees are just kind of sitting there with gravity. I'm going to be on my spine. So slaying back as far as we can here. What I'm looking to do, I'll flip around here. I'm going to let the knees flutter out to the side, and then I'm actually going to think about arching my stomach to the sky. From here, shoulders are going to be up, and then we're not raising the arms up, we're extending the chest, trying to arch the back, and then we let the arms fall. From there, I'm just going to let my knees sit to the side, and let everything pull. Hands are pulling above the head, this direction. Knees are pushing down to the ground this direction. We're going to sit here for a minute. 3, 2, 1, go. Squeeze the glutes, open the hips, really try to force pressure down. Embrace the Charlie horses here. Let the hips understand that they need to sit at that position. Cramp, cramp, cramp. If it feels too uncomfortable, you can always relax the sensation. But the idea is we're pulling the chest away from the hips. We're pulling the hips away from the groin or the pelvis. Good. When you're ready to come out of that position, you're going to want to roll over onto your side, come back up onto the hands and knees, and take some time just to sit there and stretch out. How's that for time? Very good. So that's it for mobility and for core. What you're looking to do is just try to get as much movement as possible. Anything else that you need to work on, feel free to do on your own. But for now, that should be enough to get you recalibrated and move on to the next workout. Until next time, have a good day.